Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Yo, what's good, y'all? What's the word? What's going on? How everybody doing out there? Y'all already know what it is, man. We are back again, and it's time for the Tuesday banger. It's time for the Tuesday banger, y'all. That's a lock. It's time for the Tuesday banger, and I got one. I keep a banger at all times. But like I always say before I start these videos off, I have no problem delivering this content to everybody that's out there working hard, working a 9 to 5. Everybody that's out there with their own business, getting to that bag the legit way. I make sure y'all got something to watch in the morning times, and I promise y'all there's no problem on my end. I also have no problem making sure I'm warning y'all and telling y'all about how dangerous prison is. I only ask for one thing in the process, and that's for y'all to just stay out the way, man. That's it. I don't want to see you ruin your life. I don't want to see you have to leave your family. I don't want to see you on a jail call acting like you mad at everybody except yourself. I don't want to see you go through these things, man. Change your life around right now, man. If you don't want to go to jail and you out here breaking the law, man, change your life around right now. Stay out the way. I'm telling y'all, man, listen, no crime is going to go unanswered like that, man. These people are coming to get you sooner or later, man, for the stuff that you're doing, man. But you can stop it right here and just stay out the way. Get away from that environment. Stop hanging around the people that's putting you in these positions. Stop putting yourself in these predicaments by hanging around these places. Stop doing all these type of crazy things, man, that you know you're doing that's going to put you behind bars, man. Change your life around right now and stay out the way, y'all. Period. But y'all already know what it is, man. This is the Tuesday banger. That's what I need y'all to do with this one. Like, share, subscribe, this one, y'all. Let's go. What? It's time for business. It's time for business, y'all. And the story I got for y'all today is called The Rich Gambler. Yeah. Crazy story, crazy situation, but we are aware, people. We are in penitentiary, man. Crazy things happen all the time. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. Like, there's so much people in there, man, that just try to do so much larceny, man. Try to do so much pulling the wool over your eyes, man. Like, whatever you want to call it, man. Like, I started to think, I seen it so much in prison when I was in there. I started to really think that people was just doing this stuff for sport, man. I'm telling y'all, man, like, a lot of people didn't have to do a lot of the things they were doing to put themselves in these predicaments, man. But it always happens, man. A lot of people just fall off course and think they can do bids the way they think they can do bids in their heads. But it's only one way to do your bid, and that's trying to survive the best way you can, man, without being larceny, without bringing super drama to your life. That's what you got to do, man. I seen dudes in there take a whole nother direction, and they definitely wasn't staying out the way. So with that being said, though, we are on Susses 2 for this, y'all. We on Susses 2. And I can remember being in 2B for this round. This is around the time I got out the hole. Now they put me downstairs in 2B. This was my first time ever in 2B. I'd never been in 2B before, man. Like, this is my first time in there. I've been in there a little while now, you know what I mean? After they put me in there, I kind of was able to adapt by being around a lot of older guys slightly, man. Like, y'all already know my predator radar detector was going bananas in there. It was like, my predator radar detector just was like, yo, like, I'm just gonna keep beeping. Like, you already know the count, you just gotta deal with it. So that's what I had to go through in there. But at the same time, even though it was a few predators in there and there was a few old heads in there that shake, rattle, and roll, it was still a good part to be able to just chill and stay out the way, because it was kind of good for me because I didn't have a lot of friends in there. So I carried it like, you know, I didn't really have to share with a lot of people. I didn't have to really kick it with a lot of people. I stayed off the radar. That's what I did, man. Like, I stayed off the radar, and that's what I did like about that pod. Other than that, it was a part of a bunch of old heads that kind of used to just get in each other's way, and sometimes they got along, but it was like every old head was out trying to show the next old head, man. Like, regardless if it was a gambling event or it was working in the pod or it was just playing chess, it was just something. It was like these old heads was massively competitive, and I would witness it, man. I'll be sitting back just looking at these old heads just getting into it about all type of stuff, man. So out of everybody that was in there, like, since I've been in there, I'm probably in the pod now like 4.5 months. Like, I was in cell 34, but I moved downstairs. I got me a cell downstairs So like now I'm downstairs because I didn't like being in cell 34 after doing all this time on suspect. Like in the beginning, I didn't care about what cell I was in, but now, nah, cell 34 was no man's land. I didn't want to be there. So they moved me downstairs and put me in cell 6. So I'm down there, everything going smooth. I'm chilling. The only dude I kind of really talked to besides my roommate was another dude from Franklin. Now, this dude from Franklin, man, we gonna call him Just. Now, Just was a cool dude. He was a little older than me. Of course, I was one of the youngest ones in that block. But Just was a little older than me. I'll give Just late 20s. So Just was somebody in his late 20s. Me and him was cool. Just stayed out the way. Just had a lot of CDs, man. I'm talking about like for real. I didn't have to buy no CDs messing with him. He had the whole Jay-Z collection. He had both of the Deluxe albums. He had a lot of the Cash Money albums. Like he had a lot of stuff down south. A lot of the ATL, Outkast albums. Like he had a variety of stuff. So like when me and him got cool is when I came in with my CDs and I had a few joints that he didn't hear and we started swapping CDs. So we got cool like that. I ain't really known him before then. So after just doing that, we'll just come out in the pod and kick it from time to time. Now Just will go through a bunch of roommates because Just was the type of dude that he really didn't, like if you was trifling or if you was just someone that he wasn't feeling, period, man, like he wouldn't let you stay in the cell. I'm not trying to say Just was on some gorilla stuff because Just was from Franklin. You gotta go hard dudes from everywhere, man. Like just because he was from Franklin, that ain't mean nothing. Like he still was a guy that stood on business. And like for real, you couldn't come in his cell if you was on some maniac stuff. Like, and I respected that. Like, he would be willing to go all out. Like, yo, take me to the hole or move him. Like he'll just put the whole situation on blast. I have seen it since I've been in there. So like that's the only thing I would say that Just didn't really play with, like getting a roommate. So he kind of went through roommates slightly. Like he would have like since I've been in there over 4 or 5 months, he probably had like 4 roommates. So like I have seen him kind of like changing up a little bit. So now that he's in the cell with this dude, man, like he was getting along with his last roommate. Him and the roommate was cool, but the only thing that the roommate did that Just used to come tell me that he didn't like was dude used to go in the shower and be the #1 thunner. The #1 thunner. Yeah, dude used to go in the shower and perform. Y'all already know the count, man. Y'all already know what he's doing. But that used to be a lot of dudes' flaws. Like I ain't even gonna say it like it's really a flaw, but that's something to get you sent. You know what I mean? Everybody's doing stuff in there to get they sent. Me, I mess with the la. It's all type of ways to get sent to the hole, but that one right there was a crazy way to get sent. And that was his only flaw that Just Jai hated. And he used to complain to me about it when he see me like, yo, Weezy, man, this word, like they about to lock the doors. I'm holding the door for this dude. You like, man, I'm holding the door. I'm looking where he at, man. He was like, man, this man in the shower told me to let the door close. So I let the door close. He come back in the room all late, shriveled up and wrinkled, just getting out the shower and stuff. So I'm like, man, it's crazy. Like when you get out the shower, Weezy, you're supposed to be in the cell dolo, get yourself together. He was like, this man want to take a shower all the way up into count time, So he was complaining about that, and I felt his pain on that. Like, bro, like, what are you doing? Get out the shower at count time when I'm gonna be in the cell. When you got to come in here and lotion up and do all of this. Now you have to do that on lockdown when you're on major lockdown. But if we're not on major lockdown, you take showers, man, at different times. Make sure the time is when they have Empire Rec, especially, man, if you don't have to have your roommate in the cell while you lotioning up, game, y'all. So boom. So I felt just on that, man. Like I used to be like, yo, dude, wow, but he was a mad #1 stunner. That's what he was. He did everything right except that. So that was the only thing that him and Just Jai used to get into it about. Like when dude would do stuff like that. Now the dude I'm talking about was an older guy. So they got into it big one day. Like, it was crazy. They got into it crazy, like, and I don't know, it was probably right before lockdown again that his son was trying to come back in the cell. So I don't know what had happened. When I looked out in the pod, Just slept like 2 cells down from me. So if I was in 6, he probably was like in 9 or something like that. But when I looked out in the pod, I seen him and his roommate standing at the table talking to the sergeant. And Just basically was like, look, man, I can get along with anybody, but nah, he didn't. So they going at it. So the dude like, man, well, just move me in. Move me upstairs then, Sarge. I don't want to be down here anyway. Just move me upstairs. So the sergeant was like, all right, I got you. Just for y'all don't got to get into it. I got you. So Just was like, all right, cool. So Just dipped back to the cell. And dude went back to the cell. After count, this my word, they moved old head upstairs. They moved him 2 deep. That's my word. So old head packed up and he was gone. You know what I mean? When he left, Just pulled back up on me. Was like, yo, bro, that junk crazy, dude. Keep coming to the cell late, lotioning up while I'm in here. Like, y'all will see like some of the smallest things that dudes would get into with a penitentiary like that. Y'all might look at that. The people that never been locked up, like, why is he mad at his cell? He just getting out the shower and he's coming to the cell. Don't he was supposed to want him to get clean? It's not about you didn't want him to get clean. It's about that he's lingering trying to knock the lady toboggan off. They ain't got to come in the cell all wet and got to, you know what I mean? Bro got to probably get behind the cut while he listening to this man lotion up. Like, it's just certain things that irk dudes that's locked up. And it's just certain things you don't supposed to do while you both in the cell, y'all. So boom. like I say, only at lockdown. That's the only time you might have to lotion up and do all of that when your celly's in there. So he was out of here though, nevertheless, man. He was gone. He was gone, man. So just felt good about being dolo in the joint. So when he came and told me, hollered at me, he was like, Weezy, look, you might as well just move in the room with me. He was like, cause for real, bro, I'm gonna keep going through these roommates and I'm gonna end up beating one of them up and I'm about to do this and do that. I'm like, yo, for real, I started thinking, I'm like, yo, like for real, the only thing that'll be different is that bro on the bottom bunk. You know what I mean? I don't really do top bunks. But at the same time, though, like to get a good roommate, like I was thinking that I was going, you know what I mean? My roommate was about to leave soon. So I was like, I'm gonna end up getting a bad roommate. So I'm like, that might be a good idea. So I pushed. We went to go holler at the sergeant, like, yo, look, just move me, you know. So he was like, look, I would move you in there, white man, but we got somebody coming in there already, man. They got some new intakes in the front, and we got somebody that's already about to be on the move sheet to come there already. So Just was like, so when he told me that, I told Just, and Just was like, what? Somebody about to move in already? So I'm like, yeah. So Just was like, don't worry about it. Like if he ain't clean, if he ain't this and he ain't that, he gonna have to go anyway. And I already knew bro meant that. So we just was waiting, and we was waiting for the new intakes to come through. So they ended up finally coming through. This was after lunch. We look up, they hit the police noise. We had the police noise. Next thing you know, you see two dudes coming in. Then the CO came in behind them. The one dude came in, brown skinned dude, bald head dude, didn't have really no facial hair dude. You know what I mean? He walk in. For real, the first thing that came to my mind, he had look like Bill Cockright that used to play for the Bulls. I'm like, cause he was a little kind of tall, slim dude. He walk in, he like, so the other dude was like, yo, he took his stuff out the cart and he gave the cart to the other dude. The CO told the other dude to go back out. So the CO walked him to cell 9, which that was bro Just said. So he walked into the cell. So we looking at him, he going to the cell. Going to the cell. So I see Just walk over. Just was playing chess. Just get up and walk to his cell. So Just going to see what dude is, the normal routine. So I guess they introduced themselves. So I guess after the introductions, dude was like, yo, look, like he was just in the room trying to get his stuff together. So Just was standing by the door. So I ended up, you know, I'm nosy. I see Just. I'm like, yo, Just. He like, he called me over there. He was like, man, that's crazy. He was like, I was trying to see if dude gonna move and you go on your cell, then we still can make it. I was like, for real though, I was thinking about it, Just, man. I was like, man, you gotta come to my cell, bro. I was like, I ain't getting off the bottom bunk, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was about to do it then in the spirit of the moment, but like after I done, you know what I mean, thought about it for a little bit, bro. I don't know, bro. He was like, man, come on, T. I was like, bro, look, bro, you come to my cell. He was like, man, I ain't really trying to get off. He's like, man, you know what? Like everything good. He was like, hopefully dude all right. He was like, he all right. You know what I mean? I ain't even gonna say what dude from. He wasn't from the 757 or he wasn't from 804 or Richmond. He was like, yo, look, dude from such and such, man. He was like, man, like, he cool though, man. You know what I mean? He was like, he all right so far. But like, you know, like he ain't got no TV or nothing. He just coming from receiving because he just got locked up. He was like, that's the only thing though. He was like, well, he all right though. Like, I was like, for real? I was like, what's his name? He was like, man, his name Mob, man. I was like, Mob. He was like, yeah. He told me they call him Mob. So I'm like, Mob. I was like, I don't recognize him, man. So we kind of was like right by the door. So we walked up. He was like, I'm about to introduce you. So I'm like, all right. So we walk up. He was like, hey, Mob. Mob was like, he was making his bed. He was like, he was tying a knot in his sheet at the bottom of his bed. He was like, turning around. He was like, hey, Mom, this is my homeboy Weezy right here. I was telling you about who only person I be rocking with like that. He was like, hey, man, how you doing, brother? My name Mom. Nice to meet you, man. Like, he was all, like, majorly friendly. He was like, yeah, nice to meet you, man. Like, when he did the handshake and grabbed, like, because, you know, some people, boom, and hug, like he did, and he grabbed my hand, like one of them old school jumps. And when he did that, like, I was like, I'm like, the scan ain't hitting him yet because he just got locked up. I was like, maybe he need 2 months in the pen before the scan really start hitting him. And I'm like, nevertheless, he's cool. So like, Dr. Mo, he was like, yeah, man, like, what's going on? What y'all be like, what's be going on in this joint? I was like, man, nothing. I said, we just be chilling for real. Like, I don't be doing nothing, man. You know what I mean? So he like, look, what they doing back there, that back table over there? I was like, I think they playing poker. He was like, oh, they playing poker. He was like, yeah, that's how I pass my time. He was like, man, I got a little bit of something. He's the only thing I came up here with is some stamps. He was like, yeah, but look, I like to gamble though, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is what I like to do. I like to gamble. And, you know, that's where I kind of pass my time. That's all I did in the jail. Like, to be honest with you, like, a lot of people can't beat me in gambling. Like, you know, I don't care what it is. Like, I play everything. Like, a lot of dudes, I was like, man, anybody can be beaten in anything. Like, I don't know what you talking about. Yeah, it's possible. But he was like, big bank, take little bank. I was like, yeah, I heard that before, man. So he was like, yeah, look, I'm about to go see what's going on. So Just was like, yo, you about to go gamble right now? You just made your bed. He was like, yeah, I'm about to go gamble. Just was like, you ain't really got no money. He was like, I ain't got no money. Man, he went on his bed. He was like, I ain't got no money. He grabbed one of his receipts. He was like, I ain't got no money. That's what you just said. I ain't got no money. Just was like, I seen Just eyes go like, Just eyes kind of lit up. Just was like, dude was standing beside Just like, I ain't got no money. He just kept saying that. That's what you just said. I ain't got no money. That's what you just said. Just was like, can I show Weezy? He was like, yeah, show him. Just was like, hey bro, look at this. He handed me the receipt. I was like, and Just said 19 bands on that joint, y'all. So boom. I was like, holy cow. I was like, yo, 19,000. I was like, damn, that's a lot of zeros. That's crazy. He was like, yeah, look, I got money. Money ain't the issue. I just like to gamble. I like to gamble. Yeah, that's all I like to do. So I'm about to go play poker. Y'all good? He's like, yeah. Go ahead and handle your business, man. Like, he got to have the money. So he went over to the poker table with the stamps. So I guess when he went over there to a poker table and started playing with the stamps, I guess he ended up losing the stamps. And the reason why I say that is because he came back to the cell where me and Just was standing at. And this was like 15 minutes after he went over there. So he came back. So I guess he went in his bed and he got that receipt. So we watching him. Like, he walked straight to under the bed. He grabbed something. We didn't see what he grabbed. He dipped out the cell. He didn't say nothing to us. Then he walked back to the poker table. Then he showed the old dude Russ. The old dude Russ was from 804. He was from Richmond. He was one of the dudes that be running the poker game. So he went over there and he showed him his paper. And when he showed him his paper, I seen the old dude Russ eyes did the same thing Just eyes did. He was like, he started counting money out, y'all. So boom. It's like that receipt was like a credit card. But like at the end of the day, like, I don't know, man. That joke was crazy. Oh, he counted that bread out. So now he was at the poker table gambling. So now he gambling. We about to go to dinner. He been gambling for like 2 hours now. Now we about to go to dinner. So I go to Just door after I got dressed. I walked down to Just. Just was still in the cell talking to him. Just was like, hey, come here, Reese. I'm like, what's up? He was like, look, Sean. He turned around. He was like, man, that man turned around. That man had all the poker chips. I was like, I looked at him. He was like, look. He had a face like this. He was like, look. Yeah, I told y'all. He put him on the bench. He was like, man, I told y'all, man. He started buttoning his blue shirt. He was like, man, hey, look, man, I told y'all, man, I'm a gambler, man. That's what I do, man. Just was like, well, this is what I'm saying. Don't let me ask you a real personal question. He like, what? Just was like, why you gambling and you got 19,000 on your books though? Like, what's the point? He was like, cause like I just like being the guy that got all the money that can take all the money. Like, that's what I do. Like, when you got money, you supposed to build the money. You're not supposed to sit with the money. He said, just because I'm penitentiary don't mean I gotta sit with the money and just keep spending my money. He said, I gotta keep making money. That's what I gotta do. The way he used to say money was crazy. Like, I gotta keep making money. That's what I gotta do. That's what we just listening like this game makes sense. It's making sense what he's saying. It's like, this is crazy, man. This man just shut the poker table down, y'all. So boom. I look over at everybody, the poker table, everybody looking all crazy. Everybody standing up looking like, man, y'all let the new dude come in here and didn't have no money. And you know what I mean? I know that's the topic. Like, I know that's the topic. That's what they saying, because that's how them old dudes was. So like, the main dude, Russ, that's running the game, he over there like, oh, look, he got money. Show me the money on the books. He showed me the money on the books. Like, he defending, bro. So the whole time, me, Just, and dude, his roommate. So the whole time, me, Just, and his roommate, we standing there just watching them, like, kind of like congregate about this whole stuff. So this my word, mom was like, man, they over there trying to figure out how I beat them like that. They don't never know. Man, listen, they be scared to call my hand. He said, half of the time I'm bluffing and I'll just throw my whole hand in there. He said, I'd rather rumble a dude heads up before I let somebody keep catching their card, man. You feel me, Weezy? I'm like, oh, you a suicide gambler? I was like, oh, you a maniac gambler, huh? He was like, man, listen, I'm an all-around gambler, man. And the whole time he was talking, I promise y'all, like, it's like I seen money signs in his eyes. Like, some people just be that super sick with gambling, like super sick with money, like super sick with just trying to be somebody that just keeps stuff, man. And that's who he was. And he came in the party on the first day, in the first couple of hours, man, and shut the poker table down. That was crazy. That was crazy right there. So we go to trial and come back. All the old heads still going back and forth with each other. So we come back. They were like, look, you playing again. So he go to the joint, he play again. He wasn't one of them gamblers that I'm just gonna play and I beat the mess out of you, I'm gonna quit or something like that. Nah, like, he wasn't on that type of time. Like, he going back. He went back down there and played. So he go down that joint and played. He played and he played and he played. And he beat the brakes off those dudes, man. He beat the brakes off those dudes so much. The old head Russ, that was the house man. I told y'all, when you running a poker game, the house man don't supposed to lose. The house man don't never really supposed to lose when you run the game. That's why when you get a chance to run the game, it's a beautiful thing. Everybody gets a turn to do it because there's money involved. You're supposed to win because you're cutting chips, you're cutting pots, like you know what I mean? You playing pots, you cutting. It's supposed to be a win-win for the house, man. But the dude Russ, he was chasing Marv, and he got late, man. That's my word. He ended up losing like 22 J's. That's my word. And the reason why I knew it was like 22 J's, because when I walked in the room and I seen Just was like, "Hey, Weezy, you trying to buy some of these J's?" I looked over at Mom was sitting on the bench. He had his legs crossed. He was like, "Man, I told you, man, they can't mess with me, man." He was like, "Man, I beat him out of everything." He said, "I cashed in $560. I was like, $560? He was like, "Yeah, I cashed in $560. He was like, "Yeah, look," he said, "these J's go for $10 a J." He said, "The man gave me 22 on them." I'm looking at him, I'm like, man, I was like, "What you about to do with all that?" He was like, "You can have them. Y'all can have them. I already told Just, y'all can have those. I don't care about that." He was like, "I drink. I don't be really messing with the la like that." So we like, man, so he gave us 22 J's. That junk was crazy because after we broke, because we didn't want to keep them junks rolled up. We broke each one of them junks down. After we broke each one of them junks down, that junk was like a dime a la, y'all. So boom. All them dang on J's, man. That junk went up with a dime game. So he looked out and just gave us that though, man. But he shut the game down. The man shut the game down. Everybody that played poker in that pod, all those old heads were scrapped. You know, they old heads. They've been beating forever. They got commissaries, stove boxes. Everybody had stuff, man. He beat the brakes off. So now another day come around for somebody to play. Somebody else that got to run the game. So it's another old head dude that's running the game. And I think this old head dude was from 757, but it's his turn to run the game. So of course the dude Marv, he ain't ducking no wreck. The man got him super bread. He ain't ducking no wreck. He go over there. He start playing. You know what I mean? So he playing the whole morning. He playing from the morning. That's why I gotta give him his credit, because he didn't just win and leave like a lot of dudes do. He stayed in Rome, but like he could do that because he got the bread. Man, I promise you, he stayed in Rome. We stayed over there in Rome. Stayed over there, John, in Rome. Now it's like lunchtime, but like he ain't doing his little normal, like coming to holler at us or this and that. Like, you know what I mean? Like what we were seeing him do is come to that sale and he was coming back, getting stuff like, and that's how I knew he was getting whooped, because he came back to me and Just, he was like, "Y'all still got some of them J's?" He was like, "Nah, we broke them down. Like, so they ain't J's no more." He was like, "Man, for real." He was like, "Look, see if you can roll me up 4 of them little jokes." It's like he be giving up. So Just went in the room and rolled him up 4 little jokes out what we had. So he gave him that. He go back to the poker table, lose that. So now he go back to the table. You see him come back with the list. He come back with a piece of paper. He was like, the old head that was running the game this time, old head dude was like, nah, you got to have the money, man. You got to have the money. Don't worry about it. You go to commissary next week, right? We go to commissary. This was like Friday. He was like, "We go to commissary next week, right? Yeah, you got to have the money, man. Like that receipt don't mean nothing to me. I don't even know if that receipt is real, man." This word, Mom was like, "You don't know if it's real." He was like, "Look at the name on it." He had his ID around his neck. He was like, "Look at my ID. What do you mean? It's matching names. What do you mean if it's not real or not? What are you talking about? What do you think?" He had a super Cat Williams voice on the low. That's my word. His voice sound like Cat Williams. Is my word. Like, "What do you mean it ain't real? He snapped on him like, "Man, I'm not letting your lucky butt get no money in the blind just because you got that receipt and you want you gotta have the money. Go borrow the money. Go borrow the money. That's what you can do. You had all them J's. What you do with all them J's? Bring them J's back to the game. Bring them J's back to the game." Mom was like, "Bring them J's back to the game." So Mom was mad. Mom came to me and Just, he was like, "Y'all ain't got no money." So I was like, "Nah, not no money that you need. Like, nah, I ain't got nothing with my food." Just was like, "Yo, that's all I got." So he was like, "Man, it's crazy." Mom started making his rounds. Now he start talking to different people. You see him hollering at this dude. You see him pull out that receipt. Pull out the receipt. Show the receipt. You know what I mean? Dude, like, everybody look out for him. You know what I mean? Dude was giving him stuff. He go back to the game. Lose that. We come out after dinner. He go borrow some more stuff. Lose that. It's my word. He was getting get back on him, man. He thought he was the freaking luckiest guy in America. No. He was the worst luck guy in America, because right now he was getting pounded. Pause. They beating him down. They beat him down the whole night. That's my word. They beat him down the whole night. He come back in the cell. That's my word. He come back in the cell. I ain't even know what he just told me. He said this when we came back out. But when I said Just was like, "Yo, this is my word." He was like, "Man, I finally figured out what to shut this dude up now, man." I was like, "What?" He was like, "Man, him getting pounded on at that poker table, man." He was like, "Man, because they took everything from this man." He was like, "Man, listen, they took everything." I was like, "Everything?" He was like, "Man, they took everything from this man." I was like, "They ain't take everything." He was like, "Man, Weezy, they took everything, bro." He was like, "Man, this man ain't got no deodorant."
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. club. Stay out the way. Mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way. Stand out the way. What you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.